I ran to about 3 different stores, looking like a fool, looking for a green Sprite bottle for this video. Then I realized in 2022, they retired the green and went clear. 2026 just started, but you know what we need to start? We need to start the fucking rapture, because what the fuck is this? You know, I've just about had it with this goddamn minimalist movement. You know, these companies just stripping the color out of everything. Do we hate fun? We are back to holding the microphone. Yeah. Hold on. I'm gonna get it right. Hold on. How do white boys do that? How y'all do? I can't. I felt like we needed to return to form. I missed holding something in my hand. You know, it gives me something to do with my hands. You know, I'm not just sitting here like, haha, this movie is great. I thought I was doing myself a favor by rigging the mic above me because, you know, there wasn't going to be any handling noise. There wasn't going to be any plosive noise. But the con with that, and especially with my situation, like my bedroom walls are like almost 20 feet high. And that's Echo City. Pun intended. So how do we fix that? We put the mic closer to my mouth, which I prefer the way it sounds like this anyway. It's more isolated. There's less room noise coming around the mic. But above everything else, like the number one reason I wanted to hold it again was because when I have it rigged, I have to, this is going to sound dramatic because it's like how close, you know, you're supposed to get the mic as close as possible, which I do, but I have these pictures and shit hung up, you know, when it's rigged, it's farther away, which means I have to project my voice. And I don't like doing that. You know, I like these videos to be calm and I like them to be a little fun, you know, a little... I mean, I'm not over here like, you know, hooting and hollering, but I recognize the difference. Good Time is a 2017 crime thriller directed by Josh and Benny Safdie, written by Josh alongside Ronald Braunstein. It stars Robert Pattinson alongside Benny Safdie and features Buddy Duress, Talia Webster, and Jennifer Jason Leigh. Shot on 35mm with a small budget of $2 million, the film grossed 4.2 at the box office. Not by any means a hit, but you know, like, bro, they doubled their money, so good for them. This film is part of this genre that lives inside of my head. I have mentioned it in I don't know which video it was. I think it was one of my past videos. I've mentioned it, and I like to call this the 2 a.m. genre. I really want to make a video on this topic because I kind of want to explain myself, and that's like, I don't know, to call a genre like a time is crazy. I'm gonna explain myself, but I'm gonna do it soon. We're gonna do it soon. Sometime I'm hoping to do it sometime in the next few months. Now, as far as this film, the plot is very, very simple. There's this botched robbery that lands our protagonist's younger brother in jail. So we follow him traverse through the underbelly of New York City in search of bail money. It's a fantastic film, and you know, I don't know, like maybe once a month I want to throw a little indie film in here. So this is the start. What the hell? So go grab a Sprite from the fridge. I'd make sure it's not laced with LSD, and throw some Nikes on while you're at it, because we've got a lot of running to do. Let's go have a good time.
You feeling as good as I'm feeling right now?
Yeah, I'm cold.
The film opens approaching a horde of skyscrapers before we meet a mentally disabled man named Nick, who's being lectured on sentence interpretation by his therapist, Peter. Peter's writing down all of Nick's answers, and he starts getting defensive because he doesn't like people talking about him when he leaves the room. And okay, like I low-key, every time I drop my jaw at Nick's answer to like one of these questions, which is,
How about scissors and a cooking pan?
Hurt yourself with both?
What? Tears come quietly rushing down his face, and we learn piece by piece that Nick was sitting at the table trying to eat, and his grandmother started yelling at him, pushing him, and telling him that he can't eat food. Then she started throwing stuff at him. So Nick picked up a pan, and he threw it at her. It missed though, you know, it hit the wall. When Peter tries to dig deeper, in bursts Big Brother Connie. We start getting a taste of this film's tone after Connie enters because everybody starts talking over each other. Connie's telling Nick, let's go, get your stuff.
How would you like it if I made you cry, huh? Would you like that?
Nick starts ripping all the papers because remember, he doesn't like people talking about him when he's gone. The two brothers rush out the room and they walk down the hall, and Connie eyes another mentally disabled man. And he like turns to Nick and he's like, do you think you're one of them? You're not one of them. We don't belong here. When they get in the elevator, Nick's trying to bring up their grandmother, and what Connie says to him in this elevator is pretty much like the anchor of the film.
Fuck Grandma Nikki. It's just you and me. I'm your friend, right?
I live for this title card, I have to say. And this like techie ambient galaxy music, like this is what I'm talking about. I said in my Letterboxd review, I was like, this film soundtrack makes me feel like I'm going 100 miles per hour on a Tokyo highway at 2 a.m. with a lollipop in my mouth and I just dropped a tab of acid. Like, if you get it, you get it. Anyway, the boys hit up a bank to rob. Bro, these masks look like the suited black man from Lilo and Stitch. Y'all know what I'm talking about. Connie slides an unserious note under the glass, telling the bank teller not to say anything. Don't trigger the alarm. This is a stick-up. And Daddy wants 65 bands. Put it in my Prada bag and make sure my money don't blow up on my way out. I mean, this is like top-notch level robbery going on. Octavia Spencer's cousin starts filling up all the money in the register in the bag. I said 65 bands. Ain't no fucking 65 bands in that drawer. Cough it up. But she writes on the back of his note saying, this is all I have. Policy. Girl. It's the policy for me. Connie writes back saying that they got the gat, so get the rest of the shmoney. Oh boy, you know, he should have just left with what was in that register because the teller goes in the back. Now, what if she came out with the shotgun? Then what? You gonna be like, I was playing. When she comes back, she shows him the stack of money and they move out. Connie immediately tells Nick to stay calm, and right when they're about to go out the door, Nick starts running. And Connie is like, motherfucker, I said calm. They don't even get 2 steps outside, and Nick is like, I wanna take my mask off. I can't take my mask off. Like, God, that 2 minutes. 2 minutes, Nikki. Just give me 2 minutes. When they hit an alley and take off the disguise, Connie starts telling his baby bro that he's incredible.
I'm serious. You think I could have done that without you standing next to me being strong?
You feeling this? You feeling because I'm feeling right now?
Yeah, I'm cold.
I'm sorry, he's funny.
Hey, fuck it, let's get to Virginia, man.
Shout out to my home state. Connie tosses their disguises and he ordered a taxi to wait out back, but it's not there, so the anxiety is starting to kick in. But their driver comes through. Connie's in the back smiling like, damn bitch, I actually got away with it. He asks Nick if he wants to hold the money, and then we start hearing this beeping from the bag. Oh shit.
What the fuck did you do?
The taxi man crashes the car, passing out, so Connie hops out the whip with dye all over him. Nick's hollering that his face is burning. We can still hear the sirens in the distance. Like, at this point, I'm starting to get stressed out. Okay, I'm not having a good time. Nick is saying that he's gonna throw up, and Connie tells him to count to 30, pulling him inside a Domino's to the bathroom. But one of the employees are saying restrooms are for customers only. Man, shut your bitch ass up. And you think Nick is about to throw up. I mean, he's like leaning over this toilet, but nothing comes out. Connie's telling him to come wash the dye off his face, and this boy starts using the toilet water instead. Oh my god. Oh my god. The music is still pulsating. The Domino's employee is still banging on the door saying that they're gonna call the cops. Connie starts yelling to the employee that his brother's mentally handicapped and a bucket of paint fell on top of him and it's an emergency. So chill out, cause I'm gonna come out in a second. While these felons are trying to look natural, a cop car stops them asking for a word. They demand Nick to take his hood off to look at his face, but I think you know what's gonna happen here. Nick zooms off. The passenger princess hops out. The boys run through a mall. There's now a swarm of pigs. Connie has completely left his brother behind and almost runs into glass, slipping out the automatic door. But unfortunately for our Nikki, he smashes into the window and is cuffed, all while Connie's still booking. Damn, man. Although we had a title card, the cast credits don't start coming up until now. By the way, we are 17 minutes into the
How could you not say cunt?
like, do you want me to bust in my boxers right now? Like, okay, the title card technically came in like around the 10-minute mark, but still, I love when films don't show any type of credits, any type of title card till like 20 minutes in the movie. The most recent film I can think of that has done that is this movie that came out last year called Twinless. It's got the cult classic favorite white boy, Dylan O'Brien. I mean, wow, the great film, by the way. I should make a video on that movie. I thought it was great. I watched it twice. Our Nick is thrown in a jail cell with a bunch of hooligans. 2 of them start fighting. It's so hectic. The score is peaking. A cop pepper sprays the entire cell. Nick being right and dodge. This is so sad. Cut to Peter sitting next to Nick's attorney who will represent him. Peter's trying to translate that if the judge asks about Connie, the attorney's gonna say that she can't speak on that. And Peter wants Nick to go along with her because the goal here, Nikki, is to keep the judge happy. Now, the attorney tells Nick that she doesn't think Nick is responsible for this as he believes he is. Connie collects the bag of money that he hid in the ceiling. Nick has a brief convo with his mother, crying and yelling that Connie saved money for them and he was gonna buy Nick a farm and they were gonna live in the woods and he was gonna be able to do whatever he wanted when he wanted.
You don't love me, okay? He loves me. Connie loves me.
At nightfall, Connie hits up the bondsman, getting his blood money counted. Oh, well, red dye money. Now, here's the thing. You know, Connie requested 65 bands, right? Guess how much was in the bag?
16,480.
The bondsman, Eric, tells Connie he needs another 10 grand. Connie's tripping like, Daddy, you can't do anything with this? I mean, this ain't good enough? You can't clean it? But Eric tells him, you know, I'm sorry. Sorry, brother, this is garbage. So our plot is set in motion. Our dear Connie needs another 10 grand so he can free his brother. Nick returns to the lounge room, snatching the remote from an inmate because he says that he was watching the TV first. Oh God, and then a different inmate slaps him in the face. This is so... I don't like watching this. We're picking on the wrong person. He's innocent. In the blink of an eye, everybody is picking on him, but you know, Nicky spring into action. He starts pounding this guy's face, but another inmate kicks him in the face and starts going to Pound Town. Connie knocks on an apartment where we meet his sugar mama, Corey, and her mother, Lauren. While Connie's chilling in Corey's bedroom with his shoes on,
I'm about to beat this bitch up.
Corey and Lauren are arguing in the living room. Someone's always arguing in this film, right? In a taxi, Corey's talking off Connie's ear, who is so clearly mentally somewhere else about, you know, she's saying that they should go on this resort together. And he yells at her to put the phone down, reminding her about Nick and the program that he's forced to attend and how he doesn't belong there. He tells a lie saying the therapist was abusing Nick, so Nick lashed out and the therapist pressed charges. So now Nick's being held at Rikers Island, which is a bad, bad place. And homie's got to get his baby bro out before something bad happens.
It's a little short in the bail money right now.
How short?
It's like a few thousand.
Right.
See, like, you ain't even doing it right. You ain't even playing it. Like, if you gonna play Sugar Baby, like, you need, like, play it. Man, I would have been all over her leg, like, come on, mommy, it's just a few thousand, you know, you got it. Maybe put her hand on my dick, like, you know, it's just a little bit, you know, it's just... Psh, man, I would have hypnotized her. You tripping? You want that money or not?
I was just hoping your mom's credit card could cover the rest of it.
Oh. Connie says this is just a temporary loan and he can give it right back. So when Corey asks if they're gonna go to the resort after this, he starts getting defensive, like, is that seriously your response after what I just said? What the hell did I just tell you, Connie? You need to play the part. Be like, yeah, you know, maybe you know, baby, you know we gonna go on that resort. I can't say that shit. Hey, look, that's when you put the arm back. You be like, baby, you get up, you scoot close. You be like, baby, you know we gonna go on that resort. First thing, we gonna go on that resort. They hit up Eric the bondsman and Con walks in talking shit saying, you know, he's got the full 10. And now Corey's looking at him sideways like, $10,000. You just said it was a couple thousand.
What's the difference?
$7,000 difference, you know?
It's for my brother, and you're gonna get back the same day, right?
Yeah, she'll get it back.
You'll get it back.
It's so horrible because I just honestly, like, Jennifer, like, her performance of this very small side character is so great. Like, you can just, I don't know how to explain it. There's just something about her character. It's like you can tell that she was mentally abused, like, in just very toxic relationships growing up, and she's letting this young guy manipulate her. It's so, honestly, so sad. There's just something in the face. You can just see how insecure she is, and it's Yeah, it's shame on you, Constantine, which is Connie's full name, by the way. So although it's 8:35 p.m. and Eric told them that the judges go to dinner at 9, Connie says tough titty and presses him. And while Eric waits on the line, now is when Connie wants to play sugar baby and kiss all up on Corey. Nah, it's too late for all that. Turns out the judge assigned to Nick's case is in the hospital and won't be on the calendar till he gets out. Connie's getting more impatient, spitting questions, and the desk woman is telling Corey that her cards declined. And Corey is like... Corey's like, no, honey, you just need to try that like a different way because I just used that card. I swear that shit took me back to my retail days. Like I've only worked one job in my entire life outside of this. This is now my full-time job. And whenever somebody's card would decline at the counter, like I would be like, you got another card? That's when Lauren calls her phone. Everybody is still hollering.
Did you cancel a card?
Do you want to talk to them? Mom! Sorry, Mom.
Corey's trying to explain that I'm at the bail bonds and it's legitimate and I just need to help a friend. They're gonna get the money right back, Mom, because it's 10 till closing. Connie asks for the money he gave Eric back and he'll just swing by with the rest in full later. Baby Eric is looking at him like he's got a hole in his head. And he tells Mr. Connie Francis over here, Slim, that's staying in my safe. That money you gave me, that's staying in the safe. So if you want to get your brother out, you better bring me another 10 grand. Capiche? Can't really be mad at the guy. Like, I mean, he didn't have to accept Connie's blood money, the money with the dye all over it. Like, he's doing him a favor. I don't blame him. Sorry. So now we've got our back up against the wall. Corey is having a full meltdown.
Please, this isn't your fault. I just wanted to do a good thing for somebody.
Oh, baby. Connie hops on the train heading straight for Elmhurst, which is the hospital that Nick is being held at following his prison beatdown. And after grabbing some scissor to sip on, he takes a seat in the cafeteria and asks a nurse who's on lunch break why there are so many cops around. You know, homeboy is getting nervous because I don't like being around too many cops now. Connie basically makes up this lie that his father is on the 5th floor and there's a cop outside of his room. So the nurse corrects him and he's like, what? He's like, there's not supposed to be any prisoners on the 5th floor. They're on the 6th floor. Aha. So Con goes to the 6th floor and he finds the room with Nick where an officer sits outside, probably playing Angry Birds or Kim Kardashian Hollywood. So what's the plan? Connie, you know, what lie can you pull out your ass now? He's spitting about him being in his dad's room and the channels on the TV, you know, they start tweaking and it was spooking me out, you know? And the cop is like, right. Connie asks if the officer wants a soda from the machine, which he rejects. So bro continues walking down the hall and steps into a random room where he feeds an elder lady her fruit cup, then sips some of the juice himself. He hunts out by the door and we hear the same officer that he talked to ask a nurse if she wants a drink. And right after he's gone, Con moves out, grabs a wheelchair, and oh my God, he starts kicking the fucking bed. Even though Nick is handcuffed to the bed, but you know, we're watching a movie, so he breaks free. Connie successfully rolls his brother out like it's nothing, and when out front, asks the bus driver / this older woman and man if he could put Nick on first since he doesn't have a jacket, and they allow it. Honestly, I still can't believe he got away with this shit.
He's kind of a weirdo.
Connie holds his brother's hand as they drive under this red light and we time jump as more passengers get off the bus. And at the last stop, the bus driver tells Con he wasn't aware of a 4th stop. So Con tells yet another lie and asks the man to drive him down 2 blocks and drop him off. So do you remember that older woman and man that graciously let Connie put Nick on the bus first? Well, at that final stop, the woman, Annie, told Connie to have a good night and take care of himself. And Connie rolls Nick back to Annie's place and the person to answer the door is Annie's granddaughter, Crystal.
Somebody at the door for you.
Who is it?
I don't know, some white guy.
She's so real. Connie tells Annie he lost his keys and his brother doesn't have a jacket. It's freezing, so can a brother use the celly for 2 minutes? Annie lets them in, lighting a Newport. Don't ask me how I know it's a Newport. I just know, okay? Connie pretends to call his mother and says that him and Nick are gonna wait at the Dunkin' Donuts till she gets off work. Play it. Whole time, Annie's eyes are lasered on him while Crystal is in the back, popping her gum with this goddamn pink bow in her head. Connie asks if Annie could give Nick a room for the evening while he goes out to wait for their pretend mother to get off work around around 7 a.m., which is 7 hours from now, so it's 12 a.m. He leaves Nick in a guest bedroom where the lights don't work and he's got to use the TV as a source. Then Annie directs him to sit on the couch. She calls Crystal into the kitchen, telling her she's going to take her medicine so she can sleep because she got work in the morning. We see another little inkling of Crystal's character because as Annie is talking to her, Crystal has her face buried down in her phone, you know, as children do. Annie snatches it, saying, "Look at me when I'm talking to you." Meanwhile, Connie is peeping all of this. He goes in their bathroom later, locks the door, looks all through their cabinets, and finds hair bleach. He steals Annie's phone again later on, and he texts an unknown number, blowing up their line. This is Corey. Crystal knocks on the door, apologizing, saying she needs to look for something. And when she asks what's in Connie's hair, he says it was the dye in her bathroom.
You dyed your hair.
Yeah, just kind of a weirdo.
Annie's phone rings because Corey is calling him back, and like simultaneously we hear Crystal in the background say,
Hope that's not the one from the bottom of the cabinet. I don't know what color your hair is gonna turn out.
Connie admits he took Annie's phone, saying that he hopes she doesn't mind, and Crystal's like, I don't give a what you do with that lady's phone. Rare, okay. All right, we get it. You don't like her. While Corey's on the hotline freaking out, we see a big tattoo with the word power on Connie's back. Lauren has trapped Corey in the damn complex, and she asked the damn doorman to alert her if Corey tries to leave. So the plan now is to wait till 6 a.m. when the doormen switch shifts so Corey can then sneak out without being noticed, and then she can go collect Connie and Nick. After he hangs up, Crystal is like, I just wanted to let you know that my grandmother told me not to talk to you, but like, I don't care what that lady says. So Connie tells Crystal to come out the room because he doesn't want to wake up Nick with their talking. And in the kitchen, he says he's going to make Nick something to eat, asking if Crystal wants anything. Like, what? You asking me if I want something to eat? You in my house. What, you just going to go through my cabinets or something? When he opens the fridge, I'm not going to even try to guess what any of this is.
You're not really gonna find anything. I have chicken nuggets in here, actually.
There's just junk all over the counter, just messy and neglected. So it's time. It's time to talk about the most uncomfortable aspect about this movie. Connie asks how old Crystal is, and I want you to guess. I want you to guess right now. Say out loud. I'm gonna give you 5 seconds. Say it out loud. How old do we all think Crystal is? She's 16 years old.
I'm 16.
16? You look way older than that.
A nightmare. Literally a nightmare.
Oh, Connie, let's not. Okay, let's not. Crystal tosses the damn chicken nuggets in the oven. Didn't even preheat the bitch. Like, you putting frozen chicken nuggets in a cold, sad oven. Connie asks this teenage girl if she's gonna stay up all night, and she's like, well, yes, I stay up, eat, watch movies, smoke. Not this damn child hitting the Benjamin. She asks Connie if he wants a hit, but he says, I'm immune to it. And Crystal reveals that her ex sells Mary J pens for $30. Let's also note that when Connie asks her how old is her ex, she does not answer. Later on, Connie's hair is fully bleached and he's watching Cops with Crystal. But after they see a woman get stabbed by one of the officers, he tells her to change the channel because he doesn't want to watch them justify this shit. He said ACAB. They flip to the news station where Constantine pops up on the TV screen because he is WANTED. So to distract Crystal, Connie starts making out with her.
The woman was too stunned to speak.
I know. Let's just get through it, okay? Then he picks her up and carries her to the bedroom. Woo. Now, I'm not gonna harp on this too long, but if you have seen my other videos, if you are a fan here, one thing about me, I'm gonna keep it real, okay? I was watching the Blu-ray feature. Bitch! Hold on, why do I not have the damn film in my shot? Hold on.
The ghetto!
Like, please, have some class. Quick side note, the entire video I am pronouncing this actress's name as Talia. It's pronounced Talia. Just ignore me, okay? I'm just a boy. They filmed Good Time over the course of 35 days, between February going into March of 2016. Talia's birthday is March 23rd, 1998.
We all really strongly preferred her. She was younger than 18, so it put a lot of strain and stress on the actual production because you can only shoot a certain amount of hours. So when we put her in front of Rob, and Rob was like, that's the one, we kind of leaned on him because he's the one who's gonna have to act with her. So when he said, this is the girl, we were like, okay, we just made our lives a lot more difficult in terms of production.
Y'all had, oh my God, they had Robert kissing the 17-year-old girl. Not the first time it's happened, okay? Let's talk about it. And yeah, I'm looking at you, Miss, I don't even know her name, the director of Twilight, who, oh my God, and I like just recently found that out too. She made Kristen Stewart and Robert Pattinson like go to her house and sit on her bedroom or something for the audition of Twilight. And Robert said that for 2 hours, they were just making out on her bed. Robert was 21 and that girl was Kristen was 17. What? Oh my God. Oh my God. I don't understand. I don't understand. All you can do is laugh, right? I don't know, man. Maybe I'm being dramatic. You know, I don't like the thought of, by the way, this came out in 2017. So Robert he was either 30 or 31. I do not like the thought of a 30-year-old kissing a 17-year-old girl. I don't care. Don't care. Don't care. Don't care. Talia was one of 3 women who made it to like the final auditions to get the role of Crystal, and she held her own down so well in the screen test with Rob that they didn't even find out till after the fact that Talia was like a massive Twilight fan. So obviously she did not give a damn about kissing him. Like this is like a preteen fantasy come to life. Girls would kill to be in her position. So obviously she didn't care, but just the thought of like these producers and filmmakers, these grown ass 30+ men being okay with this, you know, like, oh, her birthday's right around the corner, so like, you know, we'll be all right. Like, I don't know. I don't like it. Anyway, on the TV screen, we hear a woman named Agapia, not to be confused with alopecia.
Keep my wife's name.
We discover their grandmother put out a restraining order on Connie after he threatened and stalked her, and she also blames Connie for an altercation with Nick that left her with a broken arm. Connie is officially a certified child predator now, and while kissing on this teenager, he starts hearing Nick upstairs making noise, so he dips out.
Yo, where you going?
Turns out the person who Connie broke out the hospital is not Nick. This is Ray. He's swinging around his handcuff and Connie tackles him. Crystal appears at the door and Con asks for painkillers because Ray is hollering about his whole body hurting. Now, both of the men established that the wrong man has been broken out of the hospital. Okay, we got that out the way. Ray has no clue why he was there in the first place, nor why there was an officer there. Connie walks out the room. We're about to have a fucking anxiety attack now because what the hell are we gonna do now? What are we gonna do now, yo? He peeks out the window eyeing a vehicle. So he goes in the basement down to Crystal's room and starts being overly aggressive, telling her to find the keys so they can go back to the hospital.
Hurry up. Get some shit on and go find the keys.
Fuck, man.
Don't be confused. It's just gonna make it worse for me.
Cops are all around the town looking under vehicles, going house to house. Homeboy is nowhere near off the hook. Ray calls one of his friends and starts freaking when he realizes that they're on the way back to the hospital. Like, damn, news vans are lined on the block, you know, reporters are out, like, y'all on the run. Connie tells Ray he's gonna drop him off at White Castle since he needs to get Nick something to eat. Connie gives Crystal money to grab a combo and Ray asks for some sliders. Now, when she gets out the car, she's like, give me my phone. And Connie says, no, it stays in the car because I need to use it. Huh? He done lost his damn. I would have been like, give me my phone. Like, stop playing with me. I don't know y'all like that. When she walks inside, Ray tells Connie to floor it, but Connie says, yeah, let's drive around in a stolen car, dumbass. And speaking of this Ray character, he is so goddamn annoying. It's very realistic though, a testament to Mr. Buddy Duras, who by the way passed away in 2023, sadly. Rest in peace. Ray's in the backseat like, I just got out of prison yesterday, bro. I'm on parole. And these painkillers aren't doing shit. Like, please shut the hell up for 2 seconds. 2 seconds.
This is all a bunch of fucking bullshit, man. Up, I'm trying to think. What do you think I'm trying to do? I'm trying to figure my shit out too. I don't know what the I'm gonna do.
Hello? Hello?
The sound of his voice irritates my skull. Ray doesn't remember anything that happened yesterday because he was so turned. He just recalls being dropped off by a bus. And get this, the jail released him right in front of a liquor store. So naturally, what was he gonna do, right? He was gonna get him a drink. You know, 2 years in the slammer, like, I want a drink, word. He downed a bottle of dark liquor, already broke, so what the hell? He calls his friend Khalif, who comes through with more liquor and some sticks of Xanax. They walk over to a guy named Trevor's house, who is this dealer that moves acid in the Bronx. And on this table, one of his homeboys is measuring the druggies. And we see Ray in the background on this just like stripped, dirty white mattress. And he is just flat pancakes out and he's just like banging this girl in the back. It's like, what the hell? What they do is skim a couple of sheets off the top so they can have some money on the side for themselves before they make the delivery. A few drops of acid drop on a comic and later Ray puts a tab of it on his tongue and the rest of the batch is inside the Sprite bottle. Ray goes to the arcade, pupils dilated, and every once in a while someone will show up and they make a sale. But then one of Trevor's friends, a guy named Donnie, walks in, turned up, admitting he just robbed a Radio Shack down the street. And that's exactly when Connie turns around interested because he hears shmoney. Anyway, 12 shows up, all the boys dip out, booking all the way into an amusement park named Adventureland, and in the end all of them get bagged by the cops besides Ray, who's running through the streets looking crazy, and he sees a cab hopping in it.
This driver, he just kept talking to me and I'm tripping balls.
Ray's telling the driver as soon as he drops him home, he's gonna get his money and pay him, stupidly telling the driver that he just got out of jail. So as soon as the driver hears the word jail, he slams on the pedal to drop Ray off at the police station. But as soon as Ray heard the word cops, he's like, oh hell no.
And now look at my face. I can't go walk around looking like this.
Ray's screaming at Connie, asking if he's listening to him, but Connie is too busy putting Adventureland in Google Maps and sees it's an hour drive. His plan is for them to hit up Adventureland, search for the cash, and split what they find. Ray just wants to go to bed, but you know, bro's got nowhere to go, no plan, and Crystal's on her way back to the car, so act like you got some damn sense. Connie tells Crystal a lie, saying the hospital isn't discharging anybody for an hour and a half, so the plan's to drop Ray off at home and come back to the hospital afterwards.
You know what? I'm fucking real.
When they arrive in the back of Adventureland, Connie tells Ray to get out for a second so he can talk to Crystal, where he says the most ridiculous thing ever. He's like, tonight is so f***ed up, and you know, I think that something really important is happening here, and I think it's connected to my purpose, and you are somehow part of that.
Okay. Whatever that means.
I mean, do you feel me at all? Do I just sound like a total
Then he's like, I'm gonna go take a shit in that guy's house, and after, we're gonna try the hospital again, demanding she wait in the car. Spoiler, they're having trouble finding the shmoney because it's dark as hell. I don't know why they wouldn't stop at a convenience store and get a flashlight. Like, y'all don't think. Ray finds the Sprite bottle full of acid though, but Connie don't give a f about that. He wants the shmoney. A security guard shuts on a light, telling the boys to come out because he already called the cops. He ends up discovering Ray tackling him and putting a zip tie around his wrists, asking where the friend is at because he saw both of them on the monitor. After flipping the lights, he sees Connie running and starts chasing after him, but Connie pulls the old okey doke, running in front of him, tackling the guard to the ground and knocking him out with a bunch of punches. Con frees Ray and the boys drag the guard into the playhouse, continuing the search, screaming at each other to look under the bow, look by this, check that, and in the distance we can hear a car horn honking. It's 12. And they're coming in. They run to the security guard's body and Con takes off his gear and puts it on, telling Ray to hide himself and the guard. This next part is crazy. Ray pulls out the Sprite bottle, saying that this guard doesn't need to remember anything when he wakes up, and he opens the security guard's mouth, dumping half the bottle in his mouth. He poured half a bottle of LSD in this man's mouth. Do we understand how much, like, that's damaging to your brain? You see what a little drop can do. People be tripping balls, bro, just from a little drop. He is going to be having a conversation with Lucifer after he wakes up. Connie pretends to be the security guard, directing the cops inside the playhouse, saying that he found the hoodlum unconscious, and when he hit the lights, everybody else ran away. So the officer orders him to turn on every light in the park, which he does.
Hold on. Let me call you back. Hold on, because I just peeped something.
Crystal in this pink coat is really taking me out. She is on her way up to the gate when an officer catches her. A paramedic gets the security guard to come back to conscious, and he is, I mean, speaking a foreign language. The Safdie brothers told him to speak in his native tongue and reveal his deepest, darkest secrets. So if you can speak Somalian, you'll probably be able to make out a few words or two. Oh my God, this next part is so messed up. The medics load the guard in the ambulance, and the cops cuff Crystal, asking Connie if he knows who she is, and Connie tells them there was no girl on the footage.
Nah, it wasn't a girl, bro. I don't know who that is.
Look at me. Don't look at him. Look at me.
Oh my God, like her facial expression. Come on, actress. Like, wow. Wow, this is so messed up. The cop asks for Crystal's age and ID, but she only gives her age and they throw her in the car. Connie calls the hospital asking about Nick, and he's told that they're not allowed to give away any information, so he starts tweaking. And like a smart boy, he destroys the footage of him and Ray running around on the security cam. Ray comes out because the cops are gone and they leave the park. No money, no nothing. Well, I mean, Ray got the Sprite bottle, he got the acid, but still. The boys hop in the security guard's vehicle, where Connie puts in the security guard's address off his badge and orders Ray to lay down in the back seat to be invisible, and they hit the road. Connie gets the dog to smell his coat and the familiarity so they can safely come inside and gut the news on. Ray's pathetic ass is going straight to the liquor cabinet, while Connie flies right back into his manic episode, aggressively asking Ray how much he could get for the acid, since Ray alluded to it costing a lot of money. I mean, sure, it might cost money, but you wouldn't even get half of what you probably should be getting, because remember, Ray poured half of the bottle in the guard's mouth. The boys have a back and forth because, the acid doesn't belong to Ray, it belongs to Khalif. And Connie says, well, Khalif can pay him for it, even though Ray was the one who found it. But, Connie's like, homeboy, you wouldn't have found that shit without my help. Also reminding Ray that he was handcuffed to a bed in a hospital. Ray apologizes, telling him Khalif could get him some money, but just let him chill for a second. He want to relax. And Connie's like, no, I don't give a fuck about any of that. Get on the phone and call your boy because I need this damn money. It's now morning. Ray is on a whole different bottle, and young little Constantine is back on the TV screen as a reminder to the public. Ray officially learns Connie is wanted and side-eyes him with his one active eye. He asks Connie how much time he's facing, and Connie immediately switches the TV off. So let another argument begin. Ray's like, what's your problem, bro? I'm trying to be real with you. Connie's like, bro, you've been drinking all night and now you want to get real with me?
I'm not trying to get real with you. You know what? I'm real. I'm trying to talk to you.
One of my favorite moments in this film, he said, you know what? I'm real. Yeah, I remember being a kid and watching season 7 of Bad Girls Club, where Judy was outside the club. She was about to get arrested, and like they were telling her to calm down because she was so drunk. And she was like, why are you going to arrest me? Why are you going to arrest me? You going to arrest me because I'm real?
You would get in trouble.
Trouble for what? Trouble for being real? Trouble for being real?
This is a mess. Ray is like, F you, man, thinking you're better than me. But Connie says, I am better than you, pointing out how as soon as they came in the apartment, Ray went straight for the booze. He's telling this boozy bottom like, whatever, you're a fuck up. I don't care. That's just how it is. Losers like you are incapable of taking care of themselves, and they either leech off of mommy or leech off of welfare or live off the government in jail. Babe, the call is coming from inside the house. Khalif has entered the building and Ray buzzes him in. Oh God, this Khalifa guy. I mean, you come in dropping the N-word.
What the f happened to your face?
And for that, I would have loved to see the dog attack him. And it almost does, because he startles the sweet boy after busting in the bedroom. Connie and Khalif are yelling over top of each other through the door. Meanwhile, the dog keeps barking. It's hectic. And in short, Khalif doesn't have any money with him because he wanted to see what the hell he was buying. Khalif offers to get 1K from the ATM, but Connie wants 15K. Then Khalif offers 3K, saying he'll put 1K with 3 separate transactions, but it's still not good enough. So he's like, all right, I'll go to the bank and get 15K, but it's gonna take 3 hours. He turns to Ray, whispering that he's gonna hit the BX, grab a girl named Tasha, then he makes a gun motion saying he'll be back. Connie packs a bag to leave, but Ray stops him, saying that they're gonna wait for Khalif to return. He tackles Blondie in the hallway, reaching for the bottle, and the dog bites his arm, allowing Connie to get free, running with the acid. Ray immediately calls Khalif, and Cali Park is about to crash out because he let Connie get away. And he also drops the bomb that the cops have the entire complex surround it. Ray runs to the window, seeing Connie outside running with the bag, but he gets chased by officers like some damn Pac-Man video game, and they get him, not the Sprite bottle rolling. Ray runs back to the phone, telling Cal that the bottle's over top of a parking lot in a puddle inside a Sprite bottle. We start hearing pounding on the door. The police are yelling for Ray to come out with his hands up, so he runs in the bedroom, locks himself in, and because there's nowhere to hide, he makes his way out the window. The cops now have full custody of Connie, taking him to the car, and everyone watches Ray fall to his death.
Sing me to sleep. Sing me to sleep.
Residents start screaming as Connie's thrown in the cop car, just looking a hot mess. You know, he's completely out of it. And we slowly zoom on him staring into space with this anime-ass haircut. Nicky is no longer in jail. His hair is buzzed and he's back in therapy waiting with his grandmother. Peter's enrolled Nick in a new class that he says Nick will love. This room is led by an instructor named Samantha, and all of the attendees are fellow mentally handicapped adults. Samantha takes Nick's jacket, then asks everybody to line up on one side of the room to play a game. Basically, a question will be asked, and if it applies to you, then cross the room. But you are not, she makes it very clear that you are not obligated to cross the room if you don't want to. She starts with something easy, saying, cross the room if you've ever been in love. Nick still has not moved yet. Cross the room if you have ever lied. He still doesn't move. Cross the room if you've ever not gotten along with your family member sometimes. And that's when Nick moves across the room as the credits start rolling. God damn it, that's how you do it. Everything with the credits, the title card, so good. It's so good, yo. It's so good. I'm sorry, they nailed it. Like, it's small things like that. Like, yeah. So Samantha branches out and she starts asking everybody in the game to, start asking questions. And one of the women, oh, hold on. Give me a second. Ooh, I'm gonna start crying in a second.
Across the room, if you've ever been blamed for something that you didn't do. Plenty of time. No one.
Touch me.
One guy says, cross the room if you've ever done anything stupid with your friends. Nick don't move. Samantha says, cross the room if you have a friend. Nicky crosses the room. Then a different girl says, cross the room if you've ever been lonely. Nick doesn't move. We stop hearing questions as we inch towards the end of the credits, and all we do is sit and watch Nick outside the room from a window. One of the lyrics that's spoken word in the track that's playing is the voice of a man saying, someday I swear we're gonna go to a place where we can do everything we want and we can pet the crocodiles. The very last word of the film, when it goes to black, is a voice saying, love.
Don't be confused. It's just gonna make it worse for me.
If I laid my favorite films of all time out on a table in front of you and asked you if you recognize a pattern, I would be willing to bet that you would easily guess my affinity for films with protagonists who have an obsession. You know, the core ingredient for an interesting story or a solid film is to have a character, to follow a character who has a desperate want. Well, I mean, I would specifically say a want and need, which in the writer world is a want, which is something that a character desires, versus a need, which is something that our character needs to overcome to grow as a human. Our protagonist, Connie Nicholas, has an obsession and constantly bases his decisions around getting his hands on money. Sure, it's for a good cause to, bail his brother out, but is this really good-hearted when he's got to insert himself into everybody else's lives around him while manipulating them? And you know what? I will give him points for being an active protagonist. There is nothing that pisses me off more than to either be reading a book or watching a film with a protagonist who's not active, who's just floating through their world, who is being reactionary. Now, Connie's biggest fear, I would say, is not being in control.
Don't be confused. It's just gonna make it worse for me.
This guy equates control with strength, and he never asks for help from a place of nurture but manipulation. Vulnerability is weakness, and that can be seen when he tells Crystal in the car outside the park that he believes he's got a higher purpose.
Do you feel me at all? Do I just sound like a total
When will the boys learn to stop suppressing these emotions, right? I mean, you are feeding this recklessness and this toughness that you know, walking around puffing your chest up. This is deeply rooted in, like, this is performance. You're not fooling anybody, clown. Speaking of a clown, when he dyed his hair in the bathroom, like, you want to be Indy so bad. It happens in the middle of the film, taking us to the back half as he descends deeper into his web of lies. Not only is he trying to disguise himself from the public and being wanted, but this is a form of self-expression and perception. There's this psychological effect that happens when one dyes their hair, and it's a common joke that people do it when they are in the midst of stressful times and or mental breakdowns. And while I wouldn't call it a coping mechanism verbatim, I think it can be seen as a way to project an inner self or desired persona to the world. We like significant life changes to also take form in our appearance. Another little detail of Connie's delusion is the tattoo of the word power on his back. Just because you have it written on your back doesn't mean it's true, nephew. No one can convince me Robert Pattinson isn't one of the best actors of his generation. I've seen interviews with him and he really seems like a genuinely sweet man, but I mean, I don't care how saturated you say he is. It's there. The look is there. The performance is there. Connie is a boy with an obvious troubled past. He definitely grew up in a low-income neighborhood, probably got in trouble at school a lot, argued with his parents, and it's confirmed that the relationship with their grandmother was rocky. I think Rob did a great job here. I would love to work with him one day. In a way, he had a little obsession when it came to bringing Connie to life. Rob lived in a basement apartment in Harlem for pre-production and the entirety of the shoot. According to Josh Safdie, all he did was eat tuna to drop weight, keep the shades down all the time, and sleep in the outfits that Connie wore. Rob didn't let anybody visit him, he didn't take the trash out or change the sheets, had the whole place smelling like fish, you dirty bitch. He's not method though, and instead he uses these immersive techniques like what I just told you to really get in the space of whoever he's playing. I have such strong opinions on method actors. Like, I'm sorry, just like your pretentious ass, just say you want to be a diva. Bro, I don't give a damn how long you can stay in this accent, how long you can be like, whatever, I don't care. A real actor to me is somebody who, when the director yells action, they can turn on a switch and become a completely different person. And when the director yells cut it back off. That's talent to me. I'll argue with anybody on that. Just because you are staying in character even when the camera's off, like all through production, like that's not impressive to me. Not only did Rob lose weight, he read a 700-page book and then another 300-page book. Through the whole production, he also stuck by the Safdies through all their meetings with various of men who had been in and out of prison. And instead of getting a voice coach, he would stick by people from Queens with thick accents and have them read the script with a recorder and just listen back to it. I think the desperation from Connie is used as the film's momentum. Panic replaces thinking, and he's always moving forward, never moving back, never reflecting. There are very little pauses in this film, no relief. And not only are bad decisions not mistakes, but they're simply responses to fear. This film shows how desperation feels productive even when it's destructive. Both Rob and Benny were the only ones who had actual scripts, and everybody else in the film was just given a very detailed background of their character and just told to, off the riff, to improvise, and they would all play off of each other. Josh said that there was an element of Rob that he wanted to bring to Connie, his energy. He describes Rob kind of almost being on the run all the time, as if he had like this Vietnam War vet quality about him, and he had been through something very traumatic. Rob was constantly trying to avoid being seen, which was something that came from his massive level of fame and the PTSD from the Twilight stardom experience. One afternoon while Rob was out with the boys location scouting, people started taking pictures and it was all over his face. Josh said that he almost went into war mode in his mind, and he thinks everybody's watching, and he has this like this on the run quality. Someone who had been walking through their life trying not to be seen, always slinking around. And we very much see that in this character. He's always looking over his shoulder to scan for police, looking for a way to slip in or out of a room, to disguise himself. He's constantly looking like he's plotting, calculating. I have a quarter of an ounce of respect for Connie, right? You know, I mean, coming up with an excuse, always having something, always knowing the right thing to say, you know, that's a talent. It is. Being able to think on your feet is something that not a lot of people can do, okay? But then he's got, you know, Connie's got this moral rationalization shit with this. Let me say this, while not completely in the gutter, I think that he's like too far gone. This whole like, you know, I'm smarter than you, this intelligent act, like you're not. You're not, babe. Just because you recognize another person's flaws or cross paths with somebody who is a little more damaged than you, so to say. I'm putting hard quotes around that. And Ray is the example here, you know, the conversation in the apartment. That doesn't make you Einstein, nephew.
Go f yourself, man. Think you're better than me.
I am better than you.
You're an ignorant bro. No one's better than any next man.
Confidence does not equal competence. Quick thinking does not equate to good thinking. Because guess what? Every smart move he makes only creates a bigger problem. While Connie doesn't intentionally hang with Ray, I mean, he thought the guy was his brother he was breaking out. There's a small part in the scene when Connie's watching TV with Crystal and they're looking at the reality TV show Cops, where a woman was running towards an officer with a knife and she falls and she fails. We don't even see what happens on the screen because we cut away, but when we go back to the TV, we see that she was stabbed and Connie tells her to change the channel because he doesn't want to watch the cops or the producers of the show to like justify this. And he almost had me there. Okay, I was like, he's not that bad. He's not that bad. If you're watching this and you are a cop, or if you are married to one, sibling, a loved one, whatever, if you respect them, just like how I'm talking about it now and past videos where I've jokingly called them pigs, I just want you to know this is not personal to you, okay? I swear it's no disrespect to you. It's just I have such a hard time having any type of respect for a career that does not train its employees properly. I mean, we automatically resort to killing these citizens and criminals, people, whatever. Like, this is why y'all have non-lethal weapons. You have a stun gun, a taser, you have a baton. And okay, yeah, you got a pistol on you too, but like, okay, if you're gonna use the gun, why are we shooting to kill? That doesn't, like, why would you like shoot them in the leg to stop them, to wound them? I don't know. It's such a sensitive topic, and it's like my uncle is a retired cop. I do have respect for, you know, all these people who are, because they really are putting their life out on the line, but well, like, y'all, I'm sorry, y'all keep racially profiling, y'all keep killing my people. Like, I can't, I'm sorry. That was such a side tangent, I apologize. I want to now talk about one of Good Time's biggest themes, which is the weaponization of privilege. And my first example is the use of the African-American masks. Man, what? On the first time I ever watched this movie, I said, oh, I know you fucking lie. Say it isn't so. Not y'all put these black masks on. This is the layers, right? This is sick. The Safdie brothers acknowledge how this idea of successfully robbing a bank is something that has been perpetuated by cinema. And he's damn right, because it definitely would not be that easy. There was this Polish man in Ohio who was disguising himself as African American men using these exact masks, and he got away with 14 robberies. 14 is crazy. He was practicing his Grand Theft Auto, okay? As I said, these masks the brothers use in the film were the same masks that this guy used by a company called SPFX in LA, and as they should, the government stopped production of these molds because so many people started using them to rob places. It's just like all the white men dressing up as black men to rob. Oh, that's crazy. That is crazy. Connie also lies to a Haitian woman just so he could have somewhere to chill. He also used his brother as a crutch when he was rushing to get on the bus and needed somewhere warm. And yes, I caught that parallel. If you have not, Connie, Annie, I mean, it's right there. They both have siblings that are in wheelchairs too, just to add to it. Connie also drugged an African security guard and stole his uniform to avoid being arrested by the cops. Like, you think they were gonna bat an eye at Connie, and they looked over and see this colored man on the ground tweaking. Like, it's sick, it's insane. And remember, right after that, he sold out Crystal. Don't even get me started on, is it time to talk about her? Yeah, let's talk about Crystal. You sexually manipulated this 16-year-old girl in a state of panic by throwing her attention off the television when your mugshot came on screen. But my thing is, if this was like just a little cover to distract her, you would have stopped right there, right? Well, you would have picked her up, took her out the room, and then stopped her right there. But you didn't. You continued making out with her, and the only reason you stopped was because you heard Ray upstairs making noise. Had he not woken up, would he have played hide the salami with the 16-year-old? Yes, he would have.
So how old are you?
I'm 16.
16? You look way older than that.
Again, you look older is crazy. Like, read between the lines. He maneuvered his way into her house. He stole her mother's phone to text Corey, and we'll talk about Corey in a second. You used the girl's bleach without permission. You got Crystal to let you use Annie's car. You also used Crystal's celly, and this minor is just following you around like a puppy because she doesn't know any better and thinks that she's just being grown and having fun. But when the cops come knocking, you don't know who that is. Yeah, I bet you don't. I bet you don't, because your ass will be in prison. And oh my God, the look on Crystal's face when she sees him in the security guard outfit. Oh, it's so brilliant, so powerful. Connie is like a goddamn chameleon, doing whatever he needs to blend into these environments, weaponizing the benefit of the doubt that society gives him. All of this collateral damage. Bro is not just saving his brother, he is actively destroying the lives of bystanders. That security guard is fucked. Like, did we all see how much acid was swallowed? There is no way that man is going back to normal. And also, his house was broken into, wardrobe stolen, booze drunken. Like, wow. Crystal is gonna have trust issues from now on. Annie is not gonna have a car to get to work. You know, did I also point out how the bank teller he robs and threatens is a black woman? And the room he hides in when trying to sneak in Ray's room is an elderly black woman. I'm tired of this grandpa. It's not just the colored folk though, he's also using Corey. I want to side note again and give applause to Jennifer Jason Leigh. She really understood the assignment. I fully felt like I was watching a woman battling with her own mental illness.
Mom! Sorry, Mom. Please, this isn't your fault. I just wanted to do a good thing for somebody.
She's got like this wine mom energy about her, even though I don't think the character has kids, but there's this intense insecurity right there on the surface, and it's so evident with how she lets this much younger man manipulate her into using her mother's credit card, making her believe that they're actually dating. The apartment she lives in with Lauren is just a touch of subtlety, showing a different side of privilege. Mental illness knows no boundaries, my friends, okay? It don't matter how much money you got, how much privilege you got, it don't care about none of that. And Corey is our example. We can even look at Connie using Nick for the privileges. Let's talk about it. I'm pretty sure at some point Nick will definitely be getting some sort of disability check. I already mentioned the non-monetary perks. I mean, damn, he had access to someone's house because of Nick. He used Nick to get on a handicapped bus and escape the hospital. He used his disabled brother as an excuse when they went in the Domino's bathroom after robbing the bank. And on top of that, he used that robbery as an excuse that it was for Nick. Like, no, motherfucker, it was for you. And because he's the only person you've got, you dragged him along with you, knowing damn well Nick had no idea what was fully going on. When Nick's yelling at their grandmother on the phone about how Connie was gonna buy him a farm and let him do whatever he wanted with how much was it, 65K? You think you're gonna buy a house on a farm with $65,000? I don't think so, pal. maybe in 1987, okay, but this is 2017. The first signal we get that Connie is no good for his brother is him barging in on his therapy in the opening scene and planting in his ear that he's not like these people. Connie thinks that he's Nick's savior, and it's this exact refusal to let Nick receive professional help that's putting him in danger. And oh my god, the biggest thing of all, your baby bro went to prison for you because of something that you did, something that you orchestrated. And when the cops were chasing after you guys, you left him behind. He got beat up in prison because of you. I'm sorry, Connie. He's a piece of shit. Like you in this toxic ass codependency. Lock him up.
I hope you like prison food.
The chaotic, suffocating energy that Connie creates is such a major shift from when we see Nick in group therapy or even therapy at the beginning before Connie enters. The camera is very still, steady. The lighting is natural, but with Connie, his world is neon soaked and handheld, off axis. You see, Nick is only safe when he is away from his brother. They really captured the essence of a mentally disabled person so well that it's scary. When they're in the bathroom and they're rushing and Connie's telling him to take his clothes off because he got the dye on it, and Nick is like, I don't want to take these clothes off. I like these clothes. When they're slowly rushing out the bank and Nick's like, his first instinct is to take the mask off. He's like, I want to take the mask off. I want to take them. It's not coming off. It's not coming off, Connie. Like, it's so realistic, and it adds to this frustration and this urgency of the entire situation. The brothers talk about the process that they went through trying to find the perfect Nick, and that audition process was them asking actors questions and telling them to answer in character. But the bros felt like they were watching actors play a mentally disabled person instead of being one. All the investors and financiers for the film, like, they thought that you telling me that one of the directors is going to play one of the main characters and he's going to play a mentally disabled person? Like, I see why they were worried, and they were like, what the hell? What, like, no, why would you do that? But he pulled it off. Okay, I'm sorry, he pulled it off. I'll keep it real. The first time I saw it, this time that I watched it, this is my second time watching it, I had not seen an interview or any clips of Benny talking, his voice, his body language, none of that. The performance was so good that I really thought that he was on the spectrum.
But he has all my stuff. Wrote down all my stuff.
Shut up then.
Yeah, this is my work. This is my stuff.
I developed this voice, like I could realize, like, if I held my tongue back, I could speak a certain way.
Don't get it wrong, Benny is Nick.
Okay, it was just a matter of like, okay, what parts of me can I relate to?
One of my favorite elements in Good Time is the score. It's synth city, baby. The music knows when to come in and when to go out. The sensory overload you feel with all these extreme close-ups, creating this sense of claustrophobia in such a big city. It's tasteful. The music sometimes replaces Connie's internal monologue as it pulsates and rises or drops. It's like the score is also, it's never about comfort or vibe, but acceleration. New York is one of the most used backdrops in film and television, but it's necessary here. Crowds, pressure, noise, no privacy. A city where every interaction is transactional or hostile, but it also shows its diversity. When the boys are running through Flushing, there are many Chinese people. Then there's Astoria, where all the scenes with Ray were filmed. Buddy Duress is Greek American. The bondsman Eric, he's Jewish. Then in Annie's part of the city, she's Haitian. It's all these little puzzle pieces of the Queens Collective. Now, the hospital and the jail are two spaces prevalent in this story, depicted as cold, confusing, and violent spaces. And if you think about it, the only genuine good time happens in a state-mandated therapy session at the end of the film when they're playing the question game. Which, I mean, again, I'm not even being dramatic about the ending. It's just so simple and so beautiful. Like, God, I'm gonna cry every time I hear.
Across the room, if you've ever been blamed for something that you didn't do.
Guys, this is a film. This is a film. Shit like that will really just like hit you in the heart. This project was born out of Buddy Duris's prison journals that Josh Safdie was paying for while Bud was in prison. Also, I didn't even know this, but the entire story originally was only going to take place inside a prison and focus on the way that people come in and out of these places. And I keep saying good time, you know, the title of the film, the title of this video has good time in it, but what does that actually mean? Because I'll tell you right now, it doesn't mean what you think it does. It's wordplay, a double entendre, if you will. Good time is a prison slang, which it's basically like the time you get released if you were on good behavior. Josh learned the term from Buddy, who after they wrapped up their previous film got locked up and he was in prison and did a state bullet, which is a year. And Bud told him, if I behave well, which I am behaving well, and if I don't get in trouble, I'll be able to get out on my good time. Let's make it clear though, just because you're out doesn't mean you're free. You're still on parole for the remainder of your sentence and you're serving your time, but you're serving it in the world. The Safdie brothers confirmed the backstory is that Connie behaved well in prison, got released on his good time, and this is how he spends it. Same thing with the character Ray. You're not having a good time when you're on your good time, but it's better than jail. I think this feature is incredibly undervalued and overlooked. We're following a corrupted protagonist here, but the film dares you to empathize with him, even test. His urgency and charm will pull you in, but very quickly, that sympathy becomes uncomfortable. If you ask what I believe about this project, I guess I would say this shows what obsession does to people who don't have room to fail. Good Time is a synthy, anxiety-driven 2 a.m. fever dream and a quiet deconstruction of the ride or die trope, proving that sometimes the person trying to save you is the one you need to be saved from. I urge you to really look at the people in your life and call out any calculated tactics, patterns, and behaviors from both friends and loved ones claiming to look out for your best interest. Things like these go both ways though, and sometimes love doesn't mean pushing through and staying loyal. Sometimes love is recognizing the damage and choosing to remove yourself. What is your opinion on the Safdie brothers 2017 film Good Time? I want to know at what point did you guys stop rooting for Connie? I'm very curious about that. And also, do you think that he is a redeemable man? Drop me a comment. If you enjoyed this video, give me a like. It helps me out a lot. Subscribe if you're new here. It would be my pleasure. And turn on the bell so you don't miss a new upload. And in the meantime, my friends, take care of your mind, take care of your body, and take care of your spirit.